Welcome to the dead, everyone, and today I want to talk about my message to Detroit Lions fans. There's something I saw today that I couldn't get myself past. I couldn't stop thinking about today. I saw a couple fans saying, we got worse, and we're going to have an even worse record than last year. Then last year. Somehow, I don't know how, but that's their conclusion. I want to talk about how that is just not true. So first off, people say it's because of Jared Goff. Based on what? Jared Goff hasn't had a single snap with the Lions. He's had good years. There's no saying that he can't at least be an above average quarterback next season. He doesn't have to be the elite quarterback or great quarterback. He could just be a good quarterback next year. He could be a 25 touchdown to 10 picks kind of guy. There's no indication that says he can't be good. People act like this guy is Nathan Peterman. I want to show you something. Matt Stafford's first 4 years in the league. 13 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Jared Goff never had that, other than the first year in his Fisher era. But he at least had 5 touchdowns to 7. And technically, I guess you can't really count 2010. But he had a 59.4% completion percentage with 5 yards per throw. Close to 6, but 6 is still bad. Stafford then, of course, had himself a redemptive year. With a 5,000-yard year, 41 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions and 10-6 record. But then it turned out to be a complete flop. Yes, he nearly reached 5,000 yards, but then he didn't reach 60% again, with a 6.8% completion percentage, with 20 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. Jared Goff has never had a touchdown pick ratio as bad as Stafford's. He struggled with interceptions, that is a fact. Even his next year, he at least got 29 touchdowns, but he also had 19 interceptions, and he had 22 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He didn't start getting good about his interception numbers till 2015. To say the interception things is what gets people off about Jared Goff, it's just false. Stafford struggled with his yards per throw. He struggled in completion percentages for a beginning portion of his career. He had his battle lines. Yes, we say he didn't have his run game, nor his O-lines. Goff didn't have a run game in 2019, nor did he have an O-line in 2019. Nor did he have a deep threat anymore. I'm Brandon Cooks. And in 2020, the exact same thing happened. He did not have a deep threat in Brandon Cooks. His head coach refused to use Tyler Higbee. Their run game didn't start exploding until Cam Akers. It was good, but it didn't start exploding until Cam Akers exploded in the second half of the season. But the O-line's pass protection was completely awful in Los Angeles. And to say, oh, he got benched for John Wolford, it's not true. The man literally lost his thumb. He did not have a healthy hand whatsoever on his throwing hand. It's just ridiculous. The only thing that is remotely true about the statements I've seen is that our receiver core regressed. I am 100% side of you. Tyrell Williams, Brashad Perriman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Quintez Cephus, and whoever else is going to be our 5th and 6th receiver, and T.J. Hockenson being our tight end, is a regression from Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones, and Danny Amendola, and Quintez Cephus and T.J. Hockenson. I can get behind that. But it is not a bad receiver core. The receiver core fits. I think it is a top 15 receiver core. It completely fits Jared Goff. You have an 1,000-yard receiver in Tyrell Williams. You have yourself a speedster with good size in Brashad Perriman, who's had some pretty good years to his name. He's not elite or anything, but he's still done good. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's 8th in contested catches last season, and was considered one that had the most complete route running trees and one of the best pass blocking receivers. Then you got Quintez Cephas, who's been dominant in camp, and the best contested catch percentages in every receiver drafted before him, including Justin Jefferson. And then we have TJ Hawkinson developing into another year. I've already explained why I think it's going to be a juiced up version of the 2019 San Francisco 49ers. And the biggest thing is also with this thing, it just doesn't make sense. Hawkinson's obviously have another explosion year. He's going to do way better than last year. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. If you go to the Lions in our depth chart, everything is better. We now got Penei Sewell at right tackle. Our own line improved just with that addition. And now we got Jonah Jackson. He's going to have another year of development with Hank Frylie. It just doesn't make any sense. Heck, he probably even got another developmental year at Logan Stenberg. And Big V will probably at least play a little bit better being healthy and actually having off-season to add a position instead of like putting him in and out. DeAndre Swift, that's another year of development with a better head coach and offensive coordinator. Then you had Jamal Williams. You had a healthier version of Kerryon Johnson. You get yourself a nice little power back in Dedrick Mills. Everything but the receiver position and quarterback position upgraded. The Lions added Michael Brockers for the 5-tech position, which will be an instant upgrade over the always injured Deshaun Hand. We finally got ourselves a nose tackle and a Lee McNeil who can pass rush and do run something. The man really took a double team on nearly every single play in college and even got triple teamed sometimes. You got Levi Onwuzurike, who's supposed to be this great 3-tech pass rusher with a good pass rush move, great burst, and athleticism. You got Romeo Okwara and Trey Flowers now outside linebacker. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 good pass rushers to our used to be 1 from 2020. In 2020, we didn't have Trey Flowers because he was injured the entire time. Now we got a Jamie Collins again with another year under his system. We got John Bennett with another year development. And not only that, we improved at the cornerback position. Amani O was our #1 corner last year. So then we go ahead and add in Quinton Dunbar. And we added in Fitu Melifonwu. We added in talent. Everything got better. The Lions even added in Derek Barnes. To say we got worse is just blasphemous and wrong. I do not get why Lions fans are doing this. You can even argue Jeff Okudah's doing better. Jeff Okudah was getting beat in camp last year, and this year he's not being beat as much in camp. He's being confident. He's predicting what offensive plays are happening. He's being a leader. He's vastly improved already. And even our safety core, Will Harris, has cut a couple pass defense and a pick in practice. This is just simply not true. Even our tight end core improved. Yes, we have Hawkinson, but then we added Darren Fells and Louis Mack, which will be way, way, way better than the last year tight end core. Our team got better, and I don't understand it. I don't get how anyone thinks that we got worse. It's just not true. And for the people that say, oh, we're going to be 2 wins, the 2014 New York Jets went 4-12 with Rex Ryan, had a 28th ranked offense and a 24th ranked defense. The next season, with Ryan Fitzpatrick as their main guy, they had the 11th ranked offense and the 9th ranked defense, with Todd Bowles who went 10-6. 4-12, that's worse than 5-11. This is exceptionally better. And then you may say, okay, well, Ryan Fitzpatrick popped off that year, and Goff will never play as well as Ryan Fitzpatrick played as well this next year. How about the Buffalo Bills that went to the playoffs at 9-7, breaking the playoff drought with the 22nd ranked offense and the 18th ranked defense? Even if they didn't make the playoffs, they still went 9-7. They did not have a 5-11 record. They did not have a 4-12 record. They did not have a 3-13 record. They did not have a 2-14 record. They had a record that was actually positive. That was better than their last season. And their quarterback was Tyrod Taylor. None of his games were exceptional. Sean McCoy had 1, 2, 3, 4 crazy games. So to say we can't do it, and I say, oh, it's because we need a receiver. The San Francisco 49ers' best receiver was Deebo Samuel, who didn't even have 900 yards. It's just not. It does not make any sense. And you say, okay, we cannot compare the San Francisco 49ers. They had Nick Bosa for their pass rush, and they had DeForest Buckner. Fair enough. But who's to say we don't have a great pass rusher for our defense? We have Romeo Okwara, who had 10 sacks and 31 quarterback pressures. Sure, he's no Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is on his own level. He had 9 sacks and 45 quarterback pressures. But Romeo still had one more sack than him, and still had a great pressure numbers, just like Nick Bosa did. I don't understand how anyone has decided we're just going to suck and we're just going to be bad. Somehow we regress, all because Stafford's gone, when apparently when people used to say Stafford was the reason we sucked, and that we weren't going to win because Stafford was a losing quarterback, when Jared Goff has only one quarterback in the last 4 years has as many wins as Jared Goff, and that's Tom Brady. It just doesn't make any sense. My message to you is to stop being Mr. Negative. Support your team. Support your quarterback. Give them chances. It's one thing to say, I have concerns about Goff. But to get mad at people over this, or say, we're going to suck no matter what, I'm not even watching the season, it's just ridiculous. Be fans. Start cheering. This is the definition of a fan. What is a fan for sports? A sports fan can be enthusiastic for a particular athlete, team, or sport for all organized as a whole. Enthusiastic. Oh my gosh, he's an enthusiast. Oh my word, doesn't that mean that they're happy about their team? They cheer for their team, not that they attack their team. We need to show that we are one pride, not one unproud team or whatever. That's what we do. We roar. We don't meow. We're Lions fans. Stop treating your team like crap. That's it for today, guys. I'll see you guys later.